welcome back to another edition of the Faniac. I am your host, the Faniac, and today I review Star Trek, the motion picture. This is despised by casual and fans of the Star Trek franchise. 40% on Rotten Tomatoes, often known as the slow motion picture. Critics do not like it, viewers do not like it, fans don't like it. I am a casual viewer who's only seen a handful of movies. My first introduction to it was Star Trek Into Darkness. Yeah, I'll defend that movie, but okay, walking into this movie, I was expecting it to be enjoyably bad. Because I love bad movies, mostly because it's just always interesting to see how a movie could go so. It's just bizarrely in the exact opposite direction. It just always puzzles me how it can always be like that. Like The Room, Mortal Kombat, Annihilation, Highlander 2, the Jaws the Revenge. They all interest me so much. I was expecting it to be somewhere along those lines. Me, however, I was pleasantly surprised to find that I actually enjoyed it. And not because it was bad, but because it was actually good. I think I'm among the 40% of critics that actually liked it. Yeah. I know a lot of people don't like this. It's definitely among the lower lists, I think, of Star Trek movies. I, however, will defend it. I pleasantly enjoyed it. Did it feel boring at times? Yes. Did it feel slow? Yes. Oh, man, yes, definitely. But I still enjoyed it. I felt like there was a lot of visual richness and creative imagery to intrigue me and to grab me. And I'll say this. I did not watch the original show. I tried watching it a few times. I couldn't get into it. So I found the movie. I was very curious just to see how it would be. I popped it in and I was pleasantly surprised to see that I could actually follow it. It definitely got me. I got into it a lot more than the TV show, so that's already a good sign for me. I could not get into the TV show, but I could get into this movie. So I don't know what that says about me, but I find it interesting, just from my perspective. But yeah, right from the start, I can instantly see that this movie does have its fair share of problems. Mostly, I think, around the editing. This one needed to be delayed, at least a little bit, just so they could, trim down these scenes or add in these, touch off the effects, kind of like that little stuff. I watched the Blu-ray version. It was good. I started watching the director's cut. As I said, started. I couldn't notice a difference. Then again, I only started it. So, but yeah, the acting. Well, okay, and the acting varied. It's either good or okay or too over the top corny. Like Shatner. He's the most over the top actor you'll ever find in these movies. But yeah, I think he basically is what makes it. But no, there's definitely those very, very slow moments that makes it feel like you're watching a movie like 2001. And I don't think that's what a fan or casual viewer really, really wanted. And even then, it doesn't really do that good of a job, though I was entertained enough. It was entertaining enough for it to get my attention. That says a lot. Mostly because I couldn't get into the show, so this is me liking the original Star Trek movie, the one that mostly everyone hates. I don't. I personally do not see why it gets hated so much. Kind of similar to Spider-Man 3. Love it. Don't see why people hate it. Can it be enjoyably bad? Yes, but also I can see it was also good at the same time. So I love it. I love it. That's just my opinion, but same thing for this. I while I did grow up with Spider-Man, I did not, however, grow up with Star Trek. So I was introduced to it sort of late. I think I first watched Into Darkness, I think a year and a half ago. Not that long ago, I got introduced. Mostly because it was like Star Trek Day or something. They're having a virtual simulation, I think. So I got like a free digital copy of Into Darkness. It piqued my curiosity. I got it. Why not? I watched it. I was pleasantly entertained. I liked it a lot. Cumberbatch was the best part of it, though, as always. I liked it. It grabbed my attention. That really did like Into Darkness. I understand that people said it like kind of really more so followed the Wrath of Khan. I mean, it's like from what I can hear, it's the best one, so why not? And though at the same time, it also does present another problem, like with the Force Awakens. It feels too familiar, like you know what's gonna happen, so it does get annoying. Me, I didn't know what's gonna happen because I hadn't seen Star Trek before, so that was my introduction. And as my introduction, went pretty well. I liked it. It even got me to watch the sequel. I watched Star Trek Beyond, though on Nickelodeon, weirdest place of all. I watched it. Really enjoyed it. I really liked those two. But walking into this one, I had no idea what to expect. I did know for a fact that it wasn't going to be as action packed as the last two, but I went in, I watched it, I enjoyed it. I could definitely see its problems, and it does make it hard to watch it again. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind watching it again. It's that good. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. Again, that's my opinion, but I think that's the only real opinion I really think is important at this point. Though all opinions are valid, in my opinion. I will listen and accept everyone's opinions. I do not cast out others. I do not force my opinion on others, nor do others force their opinions on mine. Like it's like that. They don't force theirs on mine. I don't force mine on theirs. It's kind of like that. So at the end, I am not saying you should watch it. I'm just saying I liked it and I would recommend watching it. I'm not gonna force you to watch it, but if you're interested, I would recommend it. That's as much as I can do. But yeah, if I were to give it, let's say, out of 5 lightsabers, I'll give it 3.5. It's that good. I liked it. It rubs me off like the first season of what's the TV show, Star vs. the Forces of Evil. As a whole, I didn't like it. I really don't like it. But the first season, on the other hand, was very enjoyable. That's as much as I'll say about that, though. It has very awkward animation, and storytelling is just, I guess, sort of standard, sort of. But there's just this level of energy and creativity. The imagery is just so eye-catching. I just can't help but like it. It's kind of similar to this. It just rubs me off the same way as that. So in a way, I'm saying if you're interested, watch it. However, judging from this review, I hope you can see if this movie is exactly your kind of movie. What I do know is that it was definitely my kind of movie. I really enjoyed it, and I'll stick it to that for now. That's all the time I have for today. My name is the Faniac, and peace out!